so everybody can see my chat. All right. Is anyone feeling stressed about? Don't be stressed over the test. All right. I know I was saying I'm going to have you calculate the number of shares based on the R. Maybe I'll change my mind here last minute. We'll do a review. Like a good teacher, I'll make sure I review. I didn't give you a study guide yesterday, but we will take a look over some concepts here. Real quick, put in the chat, being that this is Friday. And again, kudos to all of you. You're here on a Friday night, right? You can see that our number, we started up around, I think we had 60, 70 the first night, and we were pretty steady. Some people were watching the videos, but there's about 25 of you in tonight so far. You're committed. It's that type of commitment that you need to be successful, right? And you're going to have an opportunity to win one of two funded accounts, $50,000, $100,000. But more importantly, I just want to recognize you for being here, right? For giving your time. And it's this type of dedication and commitment that is needed in trading. So props to all of you. So being today's Friday, what are you looking forward to this weekend? First of all, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I hope you have a phenomenal Mother's Day. Wanted to put that out there. But what are you looking forward to this weekend? Go ahead and plug that into the chat while we are waiting to get started. I know it's 8:17. We'll give one more minute. Chris said date night last night. No worries that you missed. This weekend's 29-year anniversary. Awesome. Brian says graduation and Mother's Day. Fantastic. Billy's going to be studying some charts. Jake's giving a shout out to the moms. We got spending time with husband and son from Stacy. Stacy, I'm looking forward to chatting with you tomorrow. Got anything? I'll plug mine in here. I'm planning a special day for my wife. All right, so I got a whole plan. I got to get up at 4 a.m. to put the finishing touches on everything, but got a lot of special stuff planned. Hopefully I can get my W-2 job to pay me while I study trading. Did I mention I hate my W-2? Hey, it's your path. That's right. Don't curse the path, right? That's going to get you to where you want to go. All right. There are some good things that are coming out of it. So Ray John says he's going to have best friends for dinner tomorrow. Awesome. Always good to spend some time with the people that we love and we care about. And all right, I think we're good. I think we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull up the presentation. I'm not going to know what to do with myself tomorrow, everybody. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. So I know probably around like 8 o'clock, I'm going to get this itch like, man, I feel like I should be doing something. So I will miss all of you. So Jake, so now you're the host. You got to enable screen sharing for me. I'm the co-host.
Oh, great. So I got screen share here.
There's a little arrow. If you click it, it'll say multiple participants can share.
Basic advanced files. Oh boy, you really set me up here. Share.
Yeah.
Just share. Click on share.
So you're sharing your screen. There's a little arrow on right next to where it says share screen. If you click that, arrow, it'll say allow other participants.
Multiple participants can share. All right.
All right. There we go.
All right.
Look at that. You're already blocking me out. You join the team and
you're a good coach. You're a good coach. You taught me fast.
All right. So here we are, night number 5, real fast. I'm dropping the link here to make sure if you don't have this, that you know how to set up a discovery call. If you want to talk more about coaching, mentoring, if you want to learn more about trading, I'm here to help you through that process. If you've enjoyed what we've done over these past 4 days and heading into night 5, set up that call. Let's talk more about what is possible for all of you. So let's just do a quick review. I know we went over this yesterday. This is everything that we've covered so far in the boot camp. It's a lot of information. So there's way more that we went over this time versus the first boot camp we did back in February. We'll probably have another one of these set up in the fall. We'll give everybody a little break over the summertime, and then, we'll keep ramping up the value that's available here. But remember, all these videos are available on the Replace Your Dollar YouTube page. They'll be linked in my Facebook tomorrow, so check that out. Also, too, if you follow the Courage Pays Better Than Fear podcast, we just recorded 2 episodes today in the treehouse. The first one is up. The second one will be out tomorrow. But anyway, here we go. We covered bullish, bearish, knowing that losing is part of the job of trading. Right now, I am currently down 1 R for the month of May. Jake and I were talking about that before coming on the call. It's part of the process, right? We learned how to read candlesticks, the difference between candlesticks and line charts. We know the difference between day and swing trading versus long-term investing. We know that the Steelers are the best football team in the NFL. We understand that long upper wicks indicate selling pressure, long lower wicks indicate buying pressure. You know what it means to go short, to go long. Support and resistance is the most important. That's this Jeremy, not Jay Money, Jay Newsom, right? But support and resistance, knowing those areas is critical to your trade entries, profit taker, stop losses. The trend is your friend. Remember, I'm writing that children's book. Don't steal that idea. If I see it published, I know one of you stole it. You understand hammer candles, inverted hammers, the hammer strategy. You know what an R is, risk unit. You know how to trail stops, profit takers, counter trend trading, and on and on and on. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have a strong foundation now to build on and to continue to learn as you go through your journey to become a profitable trader. And remember, my mission, you know my first one, to be an amazing husband and father. My second one, I want to share trading with everybody. I want to help people learn this because it has just had such an impact on my life. And tonight, I'm super excited, and I'm super proud of Jake being here. Jake and I have worked together starting in January, and he crushed it. So I wouldn't even say it was my coaching. Here's what I'll tell you about Jake. He worked his rear end off. When we would have our coaching sessions, he would be talking about concepts that were well beyond what we were doing in the sessions because he was putting in the time, he was studying, he was practicing, to the point now from January, and it's early May, Jake is a profitable trader. Jake had a profitable week this week. And that, to me, makes me so excited because somebody else is experiencing the power that can come from trading the markets. So what better way to wrap up this boot camp than to have somebody who just started this journey and is profitable to talk about his experience. And so Jake and I'm going to ask Jake a few questions, just a really informal interview. And then I want to give all of you an opportunity to ask Jake some questions because he was in the similar situation you were, thinking, hey, this is something I want to pursue. This is something I want to do. Jake had a little bit of background and experience with this before, but he said, you know what? I'm taking that step. I'm making a leap. And now here he says, so Jake, I know I'm talking a lot, but welcome, man. Tell everybody a little bit just about your story, where you're from, and say hello to these fine folks.
Thanks, Jeremy. Quite an honor. Excited to be here. Real quick, if you guys see the background, those are Alaska Northern Lights. I am up 100 miles south of Fairbanks, up in the interior of Alaska, and that is my sky in the dead of winter. A lot of times that's actually pretty real. But I share that to kind of let everybody know time zone. I'm an hour. Right now it's 4:25 p.m. So you guys can convert that to your time zone. Me and Jeremy are 4 hours apart. And that's real important to know. But bottom line, I refused to ever trade or invest again from about 2017 on. And it goes back to, I've always been drawn to it. I've liked it back in 07, 08. Just my personality. I am kind of a risk taker, but I started out really well at the beginning of 2007, and then just really lost it all. Of course, I was deployed. I did 20 years of military. So I was deployed, and it was a swing trade construct. I wasn't doing any day trading, of course. But just I would get out right before things exploded up, and then I would buy right before everything would drop. Just not understanding the type of things that Jeremy is really adamant that we all learn, and going to kind of share that. And then in 2017, well, then I did it again in 2008 as part of a little forum, and again about 20 grand, that I didn't have of lessons learned. And then I tried it again in 2017, and that's when I was done. I'm like, okay, I'm just not wired for it. And so the Replace Your University, I was really turned on to last. I started following that community, and it's really my tribe today. Michael Lush and team. So I did the Replace Your Mortgage, and then kind of worked. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Matt Workman and part of the Chid FX. They've got a couple other small things that they were kind of introducing to some customers, and that's where I kind of had the PAM accounts. And I'm like, okay, I seen their growth, and it was good because it was beating my 401k. That was really the bottom line. 401k, I watched that just go down, all last year. And so that Replace Your University community, I completely believe in, for one, just resonate with the entire philosophy. Parallel economy, we're empowered through mentorship, training, hard work. We create our own economy. And so part of that, then all of a sudden introduced to Replace Your Dollar. And we've heard Jeremy Newsom and in real life trading is Jeremy's kind of partnered with him as a mentor of Jeremy Ritz, I believe. And light bulb went off when looked at it a whole different perspective. Anybody can learn to be a profitable trader. And I'm like, what? And then when we start understanding the risk unit and know a process, follow a process, trust a process, no exceptions, anybody can learn to be a profitable trader. And I'm like, and I think Jeremy, when we first met, I'm like, that's the only condition I'm going to do this is I am not going to be emotional. I'm not going to think I'm smarter than anyone. I commit to you, Jeremy, to be coachable. And that's really all I did. I just going to be coachable because I really did trust the philosophy behind Replace Your Dollar. And so we went all in, and that has really been a game changer, because my whole perspective, you're going to laugh, Jeremy, but I'm 52, retired from the military, but I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. And when you said that, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, because I've been saying that, for 20 years. And I was 28 when I joined the military. And this has now launched me into reality of doing something that I really love. And it's buying me time to really do the things I love. Got a passion. We support a couple missionaries over in Uganda. We actually gave like 36,000 last year. And that's me and my wife's passion. And I got a book I want to write, and so this is a path for me to do away with the W-2. I see some of that, in the chat. I resonate with that. I believe wholeheartedly in a community like this, with the right coaching, the right accountability, we all have the freedom and opportunity that we probably never even really, we thought, that's for someone else in the past. But that is actually for us today. This is powerful. And I'm just going to kind of reset real quick, because number one, and one reason I really like the Replace Your University family, Replace Your Dollar, because and you're going to hear me preach about it a lot, but it's going to be that mindset. We're going to create the life we want by our thought life, by being coachable, being accountable to one another, encouraging one another, because I'm learning a lot. But like me and Jeremy, we had about 20 minutes before this meeting, and it was so fun to actually have a intellectual discussion about trading. I wasn't just in receive mode. I'm like, hey, Jeremy, and I shared a couple things, and it really was rewarding to me. And you guys choose this journey. We're talking, 60, 90 days. You follow a process, you execute to your plan, hold yourself accountable. You can start this journey. And what I have high confidence is you'll be in it for the long run, following the process,
Right.
so we're cutting out the risk, that's what's beautiful. So enjoy the journey. Don't get in a hurry. That's key. Don't get in a hurry. Jeremy, you give me like 2 books to read. I think from the beginning, I read them that week, and that's the psychology behind reading. So I'm going to turn it back to you, but I
Jake, that's
excited to
great.
meet you all. I'm going to stay on the whole time, and any questions you got for me, I'll be happy to share. But I absolutely believe in what is possible. So if you guys got questions or wondering, absolutely, is it possible?
Jake, I just want to start, and I think on behalf of everybody here tonight, just thanking you for your service, your military service. Utmost respect for you and the time that you gave. So gratitude and appreciation to you for that. So I think everybody would agree with that, and throw some love to Jake in the chat. And also too, you're going to be seeing more of Jake because he's joining the Replace Your Dollar team as a coach. I'm super excited about that. Just an example of what's possible here when you begin this journey. It's not just trading. Jake has a passion for teaching. He's seeing how this is impacting his life. He wants to share it with others. So super excited about that. But Jake, so you talked a lot about mindset, and we're going to get to questions here from the group. But can anybody be profitable? What does it take to reach that point of profitability? And what did that process look like for you, moving from paper trading to then actually trading real money and actually looking at your P&L at the end of the week and saying, hey, I'm in the green? Talk about that.
Yeah. I started out, I was like, I couldn't separate. Well, it was intentional. My paper trading account, I thought it was real, meaning I could not stand losing an R on it. But I did have a higher R, because when I did switch over to real, it's like, okay, I just want to follow the process. And so this is going to be kind of probably counter to some of the things that we've talked about, but I went to a smaller R in real money. And I think we kind of talked about, I had a lot of, again, just kind of working 10 EMA, and there was so many times, I would get a 0.6, 0.75 R, and I would just kind of take those wins. And I kept growing. But that kind of hit a road stop when I was trying to work the 1.2, and where I had a conflict, or it messed with me to actually not execute real world the way I did in my training plan in the simulated money. And so I guess what I'm really getting at is you need to train and work through all the nuances and forget about it being real money. Because when I reduced the dollar value, it actually was counter, because then I wanted to get so many more R's where I was happy with, a 1.2 or, in my simulated account. And so, a $300, I had $1,000 R when I was trading paper money, and I'm like, this is easy. I got it. I'm just following the rules. Well, I switched over, with like 300. It was March, so 300. April, I went to 400. As long as I'm coming out with positive R's at the end of the month, I'm increasing. And that way I'm just increasing my R value, and psychology is I'm not changing anything. I'm not risking more. And that is working. I really like that approach, because so I tried to make up for the difference in the dollar value from paper trading to real money. So that was kind of a challenge. And so I kind of switched that back, and I've spent all my time, well, I don't spend all my time. I probably spend 40 plus hours a week, just listening to videos, reading the book, back trading, really focusing on that first hour and a half, that breakout. 10 MA is really, really good. Actually, I love it. And so we don't want to, one of the things I kind of want to really get at is focus on one or two things at a time. Because I jumped over into Forex, crypto. It set me back a little bit. Come back to the basics, follow the process. And this was a conversation I had with my wife, and again, it's kind of a family thing. And I'm like, here's the process, write it down, hold myself accountable, know the process, trust the process. That's when everything switched back, get back to what we talked about in the first 30 days. And then the April was very good until that last week, lost about 5 R's, but I was up 20, and a lot of that was I hit bull market on Forex.
Let me hit pause. How many R's were you up, Jake?
I was up 20 R's.
20 R's. 20 R's. So there you go. I don't know. You didn't tell us what your R is, but 20 R's is pretty darn good. Even if you go down 5 R's.
Yeah, I lost 5 in that last week of April. And the reason I'm hesitant with saying that is because I happened to just get in when the British pound versus USD dollar was nothing but bullish. I'd wake up at 3 in the morning, and at 4:30 when the American market opened, it would just shoot up like 3 R's. And it did that like 3 mornings in a row. Well, then it turned around the following week and shoot down 3 R's, and I'm thinking it's bullish. So I'm like, stop. You're ignorant. You don't know what you're doing. And what it was is I was going back to my old ways. And that's really what I'm trying to convey is I was not trained with strategies in Forex. I got excited. It was 20 hours. I'm like, wow. So I stopped until I focus on that. I'm letting it go. I'm going to go back to what my coach had kind of taught me, what I committed to, and it has been golden ever since. And what I mean by that, we start. I'm just kind of looking over here. First week of May. Actually just 1 R first week of May. But this past week, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6 days are all positive days. The 2 that I'm not, I just didn't enter trades. So that's following the rule, and my R level is actually up. And I'm like, I don't have to force this. I've got a conflict. I've got to get out. And plus, I woke up and I looked at the market. I'm like, I don't feel right. Something's not right. And that was the first time this week, Jeremy, where I'm like, emotionally, I don't know what's going on. I don't have to trade. And I think Monday we talked briefly. I'm like, I didn't get in today. I just didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
And it was nice not to actually be down and then feel like Tuesday morning I had to make anything up.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday morning, yeah, exactly. So Tuesday morning, I had my plan laid out, and I'm like, if Tesla hits 65 cents, above, or actually it was below its breakout candle of 3, I was going to get in, and I would go long. It didn't hit that trigger, and so I wasn't out anything. And good thing, because one penny closer, I would have entered a trade, and I would have lost an R, but I followed the rule of that particular strategy, And then Wednesday morning, again, I'm like, I don't even have to think about it. Here's the strategy. I'm going to do it. Criteria met. Boom, 1R, in 30 minutes. Thursday, double bottom, bunch of candles. We'll talk a lot about that. I'm like, here is clear support. This baby's not going down any further. I'm profitable. It's only a third of an R. I'm out. Again, it's just kind of rules based. And then this morning, I'm like, even got my wife with me. I'm like, watch this. Here's the rules. This is what we're going to do. Hit that criteria, 65 cents, follow the rules. I'm not emotionally or trying to second guess what it's going to do. And in 30 minutes, I've got my R.
30 minutes.
Yeah, I about 30 minutes this morning. So, but I share that because know a process, stick to it. Don't think you're going to outsmart the system. Figure out where the mark is going and just join it. Don't fight it, and as long as it is within your plan that you've rehearsed, you've practiced, you're comfortable. And if it goes the opposite direction, you really don't care because you're more proud that you executed your plan, because more times than not, your plan is going to turn you profitable. And that's probably the big takeaway of my talking the last 30 minutes is your strategy, when executed consistently, is going to turn you into a consistent, profitable trader. Yeah. That is the light bulb moment for me. That's why I'm here. Yeah. Because I believe that, I see it. That's my experience.
Awesome, Jake. So real fast before we open this up for a few questions here from the audience, Jake, what would be, so we have a lot of people here tonight who are motivated. They want to learn this. They see the power of trading. And you talked a lot about, what's important in this journey, but what do you think the most important piece of advice for someone who is maybe right on the edge of like, do I do this or not? Do I take the leap or not? Do I go after this or not? Because that's really one of the toughest things is knowing or believing that you can do it. And you talked about how this is possible for anyone, but for yourself. And what can you share with the group here for someone who's stuck and maybe sees the possibility, they know that they could do it, but they can't take that leap? What advice do you have for them?
That's a beautiful question. Because when you start looking at the coaching, the resources available, the paper trading account, the simulation account, the different strategies that are available based on the time frame that you have, you don't have to rush it. There is no pressure. There's no risk, because if you're utilizing the simulation and once you do the simulation and you understand everything that you went through this week, with that risk unit. You heard me mention earlier, hey, if you follow the process, you're in the game forever. So high degree of confidence for everyone listening right now. Crawl, walk, run. You're in this for the long haul. There is no risk. It's a simulated account. And then even if you do have real money, your own funding, or you want to go funded account, I don't know if you talked much about that yet, Jeremy, but those are all, again, you're not putting your own hard work, dollar on the line, while you're gaining that experience and proving to yourself, your family, your support group, hey, that this is actually profitable. You prove the process before you even have to go live money. You don't have to lose sleep. You don't have to cringe when you're seeing that stock go the other way. So enjoy the journey. You can't enter this without the risk, and just enjoy it, because you've got to enjoy it. You've got to enjoy the technical analysis. You've got to enjoy pushing some buttons on a computer. And what is your long-term goal? What are you after? You after time? You after some additional income? Again, you've got to have a why. You've got to have a why on everything that you do. And if your why is you want some additional opportunity to serve others in a greater capacity, your family, whatever it is, always always have your why out there. But Jeremy, to answer your question, bottom line is this can be done in a extremely low risk. Every individual can determine how much risk they really want to introduce, and it can essentially be zero with discipline, following rules, the paper trading, and then proving to themselves what this looks like. So what's the risk? You've got to be coachable, hold yourself accountable. And that's what this group is for.
Jake, that was powerful stuff. I couldn't agree more. And man, I'm fired up. Let's go. I'm ready to trade. Let's open those markets. What questions do you have from the audience? I want to thank Jake for being here. Let's get a few questions in before we'll do a practice quiz, and then we're going to get to those funded accounts. So if we can get questions specific to Jake's experience, because this one about the paper trading account, all you have to do is sign up for an interactive active broker, Thinkorswim. Those paper trading accounts are free as part of signing up for an account. But questions about Jake's story, that's the most important part here. We have somebody who's living this, who's just begun his journey. Now's the time to ask those questions. I know you have questions. Don't be shy. Ask him. He'll answer. He'll be honest. Here's that wait time I talked about, that uncomfortable silence.
Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling up while people are typing in there, and I'll answer a couple of these. Oh, Jake, was your wife on board instantly or not? Actually, that was part of my decision criteria. I was on vacation and did the Replace Your University, kind of create your own economy. I'm kind of a client in that space. And the wife was very curious, so why I'm spending so much time on a computer and this and that. And because of my experiences in the past, and she knew that I was not interested in trading again. And finally, I'm kind of, my eyes are wide open, and she senses excitement in me, and I finally couldn't hold it in anymore. And so I really just laid out with her, showed her the protection, that lays in this, how we've eliminated the risk, and with good mentorship and coaching. And I was able to articulate really what I just articulated to you guys on hey, we've now taken me out of the equation, pushing the buttons too quick or whatever. I'm like, no, here's a strategy, because she's heard me preach, know the process, follow the process, trust the process. I maintain a weapon system up here in Alaska for Boeing, in defense of the nation, 24/7. And so as we work on ground-based interceptors that knock out ICBMs and exo-atmosphere, we know a process, we trust the process, we follow the process. And so my wife actually she is encouraging me. I'm thinking of going on a trip here short term to really go to like an intensive training course just to up my game, because this is a phenomenal joy. And my wife's like, go, because again, she's seeing the VRs. She's on board just like I am. And that's a great question. And the reason I appreciate that question is because this is a family event. This is going to transform the family. And when there's harmony and that agreement between wife and spouse, that is important. So if you do have challenges like that, that's where, and I don't hesitate to even set up a call or something, just to talk about the psychology and the protection that's in there, to talk about, bigger picture and why this is a journey for the family, for the spouse, because my wife is very much a cheering me on and really been very gracious, because there's some nights I got 3 hours of sleep. I sometimes I was up till 11, 12 o'clock, and I'm up at 3. And then I know weekends I can catch my rest. I'm not saying that that's for everybody. That's not. It's not good for health, this and that. But I've really been on fire and just soaking everything up like a sponge. There's just so much to learn, and there's challenges with that too. Don't do too much at one time. Take your time. Go your pace. Go the pace of your spouse. To answer your question, don't get out ahead of everything, because that did create some angst also. Wife was upset because I didn't spend the time with her when we went to Homer last weekend, because it was all about trading. So I didn't do anything last night. We just spent some time together, and then wake up today and everything's good. Great question. That's part of that mindset. Protect that environment around you. Don't trade if the wife's not on board. It's going to throw you off. You're not going to make good choices, split-second decisions. Are you going to enter that trade or not? What I'm learning, and I'm trusting a lot of the coaching is, you got to be in your flow state. So again, that's that mindset. Why that is so critical. So very important to have a support structure, and they need to know what you're doing, and that helps you be accountable to your loved ones, and that's going to only speed up the time it's going to take for you to actually be consistently profitable. I really believe that.
Awesome. Thanks, Jake. And I know we got a bunch of questions here. And I know we want to try to get to all these, but also still be cognizant of the time. If you just want to kind of hit as many of these as you can, well, maybe I know you want to go into detail on all of them, but maybe just some concise responses here for these guys.
Concise. You're telling me to speed it up. I get
No,
it.
I'm not telling you speed it up.
I'm wording.
Trying to get all these guys.
All right. Okay. Here's a question from Cena. Jake sounds like had some experience with the market. Tell us about education journey, how long it took to feel comfortable, go play with real money. Yeah, I had some experience with the market, but without any training. And that's why it was epic failure in the past. I'm actually old enough now, and good grief, I'm going to be real transparent. I was 19 when my dad died. Grew up on a farm, had 4 farms, had to plant the crops in the spring. I didn't know what I was doing. So about 19 to 25, then I was lost in the world. Didn't know where I was going to go. Couple DUIs. People didn't think I was going to amount to anything. Got my life turned around, went to Bible school, ended up joining the military really for the specific purpose of wanting to understand leadership, people. And I struggled, and I was extremely successful, senior field grade officer, retired, national recognition, within our GMD program. But it was a lack of mentors and coaching, and that's why I could never really complete anything I started. That was probably the number one reason epic failure dealing with the markets in the past, because I didn't understand the importance of a tribe or accountability or coaching. So I was familiar with how to enter long trades, ignorant on shorting, understood, swing trading. I probably would have done better, but I was in and out so much. So understand, I'm older now, got some lessons of life under my belt. Don't go at things without a mentor and a coach. That's probably any big decision I'm going to make the rest of my life is going to be with a mentor, with someone who's actually been there and done it. So my education is now, it's not necessarily college, it's not a master, it's a mentor, it's a coach. And then real quick, we started, Jeremy, I think in February, March, a lot of paper trading money. It was the very last week of March. So it was less than 60 days. I started going with real money. And again, it was every morning, back trading for hours. A couple strategies were in place, and I was real comfortable. And I went with the smaller all real money, which kind of threw me off. I wish I would have just executed real, the same that I trained with. I hope that answered the question, and I'm going to try to be faster, Jeremy.
And just to be clear there, Jake, you didn't go to a funded account. You traded real money after you paper traded.
I did.
So just to just to be clear, you don't always have to go the route of a funded account. You can trade real money if you choose. And here's the beautiful thing about trading. You decide what you want to do. So great. If you want to keep going.
Yeah. And how many hours a day do I spend trading? Okay, another great question. We got a lot of W-2 people out there. I'm a senior manager for Boeing, on the weapon system up here. So I work about 50 hours a week. Market opens my time in Alaska at 5:30. I cut out my 6:30 meetings, delegated those to other people, and I am blocked out. It takes an act of Congress to disrupt my flow, but I've got from 5:30 in the morning till 7 Alaska time, and that's basically market open for an hour and a half. So I got 1.5 hours ever in the morning. For part of April, I was distracted. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, hey, 2 hours before the market closes, do we got any double bottoms, any 10 EMA opportunities? And it distracted me from my work. Actually, it wasn't so much distracting me from my work as I wasn't entering good trades either, because I was focusing on that 3-minute scale. I really didn't have a good understanding, bigger picture, hey, what is the trend really doing right now? So about an hour and a half is my goal. And I relentlessly pursued that volatility in the morning and looking for strategies for that. And I'm continuing to refine that. So I utilize the first hour and a half of the market. That's 90% of my time I'm trading. I hope that answered your question.
And let's do about 2 more, Jake. Pick 2.
I went to Bible school, Christ for the Nations, Dallas, Texas. Invest in yourself. That absolutely number one. Funded account or money to start. I did use my own money. And personal reasons. I am on the fence either way and encourage the funded for the most. But I'm like, I want to be able to give 20% to charities versus giving 20% back to the broker, because you will profit share. So that was my personal choice. And how many trades on average do you do? Oh, that's another great question. I do a lot less now than I did when I began. Overtraded. I'm now happy with one successful trade a day, and that now that confidence comes, by having some positive R's, for a couple months. I know that I don't have to be in there all day. I overtraded. So I'm happy with one a day. And again, when we start doing the math, even if it's a half an hour a day, well, that's 2.5 a week. That's 10 a month. That's some of the stuff really got to talk about the simplicity of not over trading, not getting in a hurry, follow the process, and over time, it's mathematical. 1 + 1 does increase to 2. So great question. How many stocks are you focusing on? Again, as a newbie, I had 5 or 6 stocks. I ran into a challenge where I would be biased towards 1 or 2, and it was always one of my others that really had that breakout and went. So then I lost some focus by trying to manage too many stocks at one time. 5 is too many for me. I've really got Tesla on Amazon, and that is it. I will keep my eye on a couple others, because if they're inside candles, we'll talk about that later. And it's like, they start going flat.
Let me interject real fast, Jake. So Jake, you're saying you could just trade 2 stocks and you could be profitable?
Yeah. One of them, well, for one stock, you can be profitable. 2, as I got my screens all set up and I know exactly what I'm looking for, it's nice to have that extra opportunity, but too many, it's going to cost you. It cost me And I probably shortened the amount of time to be consistently profitable by having too much going on at one time.
Yeah.
Tesla this whole week, that's all I did, and one of my best weeks ever.
Yep.
From an
Awesome.
execution perspective, being I had a plan, I stuck with it, and I just let Tesla do it.
Let's give it up for Jake, everybody. Let's give him some thanks in the chat. Jake, thank you so much. You're not eligible to win the funded accounts, but you're here to hang out. So, but great stuff, great value. Again, super excited. Jake is joining the Replace Your Dollar team. Excited for what's to come for him. And I can't wait to hear stories from all of you here tonight about your trading journey, what you're learning as you go through. We already did this Q&A session. Again, discovery call. If you want to learn more, if you're fired up by Jake's story, if you want to take this path and become a profitable trader, there is the link for the discovery call. Let's get that set up. Let's chat about what this next steps could be for you. And let's do a practice quiz, because we are going to put these funded accounts up for you guys to land. The first one will be the $50,000 account. The second one will be a $100,000 funded account. The way this process will work, I'm going to ask the question, and it's pure speed and accuracy. Whoever answers first with the correct question wins that account. It's very simple. It's straightforward. So Jake, you can help me be the judge here. And the way this will work for the funded account process is, if you are a winner, you're going to reach out to me via email at jeremyritz@replaceyouruniversity.com. I'll know that you've won from this boot camp. Send me an email saying, hey, I'm a winner. Let me know my next steps. And then I'll give you the information. And then what I will do is we'll set up a call so I could show you how to use the funded account, so you're not going into this blind. So that'll be part of this process. The way that the funded accounts work is you have to grow them by 10% in your evaluation phase. Once you grow it by 10%, the money is live. The profits you make, you keep 75%. The broker keeps 25%. So we have a 50K and 100K coming up. So let's do a little practice quiz. Here we go. Put a 11 in the chat. We're going to 11. We're cranking above 10. Put an 11 in chat if you were fired up and ready to go. All right, I see lots of 11s. Okay, here we go. These are practice questions. Get your fingers warmed up, right? And remember, you're pressing buttons, so you got to get that press down, right? You got good technique. Question 1. True or false? A bull candle closes lower than it opens. False. That's correct. Fallos. Fall. F. Fail. If it's a true or false question, just put T or F. You can be quick. Just T or F. All right? It's false. A bull candle closes higher than it opens. Here's our next practice question. We'll do 4 more. A long lower wick indicates what? Buying pressure. Now, listen, if your response doesn't say buying pressure, or if it's in if I can't read it, it doesn't count. We're going to count the one that's most clear and coherent. So I'm just putting that out there. All right. So long lower wick, remember, that's buying pressure, like on a hammer candle. 3. Yeah, Anthony, nice. I'm not even word to you come. I tried to pronounce that. All right, here we go. Practice question number 3. Your risk unit must be 1% of your account. False. Correct. It could be whatever you want it to be. That's completely up to you. Practice question number 4. The reason why we would change our candles from red and green to black and white would be to remove emotion. True or false? True. Good. And then the final question. The area where a stock stops moving downwards. support. Okay. All right, here we go. It's time for the funded accounts. Let's go. This is for the $50,000 funded account. Remember, make sure you email me. Real quick, I want to put this out here too. I'm going to put a link for a feedback form on in the Facebook groups. If you could fill that out for what you thought of this boot camp, how we can improve it, make it better for next time. If you'd fill that out, that would be super helpful for us. And also too, I'm going to be doing a few posts. If you just want to share what your experience was for everybody else to see out there, that would be great, because that helps with our mission of getting trading out to more people. So just wanted to put that out there. So here we go. Jake, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we
ready.
go. $50,000.
Got chat blowing up, so I'm going to try to see that first name.
All right, I am now a Steelers
fan.
Here you go. $50,000 funded account. This is a true or false question. I only want a T or an F. Are you ready? No pressure. Here we go. True or false? Don't write anything yet. A bear candle closes lower than it opens. What do we got, Jake?
Well, we take off that first one there. Who put in that?
That was before I
one.
answered the question, or I asked the question.
Yeah, I think
do we got to go back to a replay? We might have to do a video replay on that one.
Yeah, I think it's Allen. A bear candle opens lower than it opened, and I think Allen is our first true.
I'm trying to go back here to let's see. Here we go, because I know somebody threw a T in there.
Yeah, Billy Reed. I think he was presuming. Kudos to Billy, but we got you.
Yeah, and I said that didn't count. All right, so it was, who got it again?
I think Allen. Let's be in agreement, but I think because it's a true answer on a bear candle closes lower than it opens.
Yep.
And right, Allen said true. He's the first true.
All right, so Allen, where is he at? I'm trying to find him here.
5:07 p.m. my time. I don't know. You got Billy Reed, and then right below Steelers fan. 3 below, I am now a Steelers fan, from Chris Russell.
All right, let me see. There's so many responses here. All right, I'm just making sure we get this right, so bear with us here. All right, I'm going through here, just making sure we get this correct. All right, emotional. I'm trying to find the Steelers comment. Let's see. Yes. Why can't I find this? Support.
Allen actually replied to hosts and panelists, so he didn't do everyone.
All right, I got it. Okay, so I'm a Steelers fan now. Then Billy put in the T. He was early before we asked the question.
Yeah.
And then Allen. So Allen, that is correct, Jake. So it is Allen. Allen, you are the winner of the 50K account. Allen, how do you pronounce your last name? Can you put like a phonetic pronunciation for us? Is it Kern? Anyway, Allen, congratulations, man. You just won yourself a $50,000 funded trading account. Send me an email. We'll get you set up for that. All right.
Yeah, real quick, Allen, and anybody else, make sure you reply all and not just hosts and panelists. That way everybody can see what me and Jeremy are seeing. Just for transparency, please make sure it goes to all.
Yep. All right. Now the $100,000. Here we go. You're going to do some math because this is a 100K one. All right. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you sure? All right. Now, listen, there's no rounding down for this. Only rounding up if we have a 0.5. So if it's a 0.1 or a 0.2 or 0.3 or 0.4, just make it that number. So if it's 100.1. It's 100. Got it? Here's the question. If we are taking a bullish trade, how many shares are we purchasing if our entry price is $93, our stop loss is $79, and our risk unit is $200? Go. All right, Matthew Myers. Matthew, you nailed it first. It is 14 shares. Matthew, you are the winner of the 100K funded account. Congratulations to Matthew. Matthew, hit me up with an email, Jeremy Ritz at Replace Your University, so I could get your funded account to you. We'll set up the meeting. I'll show you how to use it. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Congratulations to Alan. Congratulations to Matthew. Really, just congratulations to all of you for taking this step, investing in yourself, starting this journey of learning trading. There is so much possibility in front of you if you just seize it and you build on what you've learned here. You put 5 days into this now. Don't back off now. You can do this. All right. Don't forget that all these videos from this boot camp are available on the YouTube channel. I would encourage you to keep checking the boot camp channel or the Replace Your Dollar YouTube channel. If you haven't friended me on Facebook, friend me on Facebook to check out updates from Replace Your Dollar. You could check the Replace Your University for new information related to things we're doing at Replace Your Dollar. If you want to set up the time to chat, I dropped my discovery call link in the chat hundreds of times, but here's how I want to leave you tonight. This is what I want to tell you is that I believe in all of you here. You were here for a reason for 5 nights. There's a reason that you were here, right? Capitalize on whatever brought you here, whatever kept you here. There's something. I don't believe in coincidences anymore. You're here for a reason. You heard about Jake's reason. You have a reason, right? That reason is because you're looking for something bigger, for something that's going to add purpose to your life, that's going to create abundance. It's going to create wealth. It's going to create experiences for you and your family. And I wish you the best of luck on that journey. If I can help you, let me know. If Jake can help you, let Jake know. You'll be seeing Jake, I'm sure, on my Facebook. But you were great audience. I love this time. But go enjoy your families, enjoy your Friday, and everybody have a great Mother's Day weekend. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.